The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the March 25th wonderful Wednesday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there had a terrific Tuesday. Let's make sure that you and I, that we do everything we can to have an extraordinary, wonderful Wednesday. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. When we recognize that life happens for us, it means that you and I, we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to throw at us. And that is so important in order to be able to be successful out there. Now, here's the most important thing, though. The most important thing of the day is for each of you to know that I am grateful for your presence here. I'm absolutely here to serve you, so feel free to call in at 877-927-6648. Internationally, you can dial on in at 727-445-1044. That way I can assist you. Maybe you can assist me. I'm looking for co-hosts out there. Of course, this is Wonderful Wednesday, none other than Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got Dow futures. They are flat, trading at 17,948. S&P futures up a couple of points, trading at 2,087. NASDAQ futures up 8 points, trading at 44.37. King dollar back 611 ticks as we speak, trading at around 96.83. You've got gold up $6 at 11.97. Silver up 11 pennies at $17 and change out there. You got light sweet crude up 28 cents, trading at 47.80. A quick peek across the globe out here. We'll see over in Europe, they got the DAX is off. Where is it? DAX. It's off 60 points right now. Really no big deal compared to yesterday. If we take a look at yesterday's move here inside of the DAX, had a pretty decent day out here. An inside day really today. You know, this is just simply consolidating up at the highs after making a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD to the upside out here. DAX just continuing its move. Of course, it's already hit its consolidation target of 11,708, but the DAX wants higher price. That is what's going on there. Inside the FTSE, down 4 points. Really no big deal out here. The FTSE well above. Yesterday we noted that in the FTSE, I think is on this chart here. Let me switch over just to the different page out here. Yeah, inside the FTSE now, the key level to be watching is going to be 69.50.60. That is its all-time high. That takes you back into what the 1999 was it? When does it take us back to? Let me go back there. Let me go back. I should probably write that down, then I would remember. I would be able to. I wouldn't have to do this. I could easily do it. There we go. So it takes us back into 2007. No, that's not 2007. That's the high that I'm looking for. It takes us back. I probably got it. There we go. That's back to 1999. So you've got the FTSE now breaking out of a really long 15-year consolidation out here. As long as price stays above 69.50, that is going to be a nice price move. Eventually, that'll take the FTSE up into about the 10,398 level. Right now, trading just above the 7,000 mark out there. Quick peek at what went on over in Asia last night. Yeah, the Nikkei was up 32 points. Almost looks like a doji candle out here. Let me see. Yeah, it really is a doji. You've got two dojis in a row here at the Nikkei. Just suggests that the market may be getting a bit tired. I think that the Nikkei wants to at least fulfill that 1-to-1 price objective and get up to the 20,094 level out here. But the last two candle sessions suggest that it is a bit of a tired market out there. If we look at what went on inside of the Shanghai last night, down 32 points, no big deal there. Of course, it had a doji candle the day before, so we had some leaves falling off the tree. But really, I'll take a look at yesterday's candle more more as a inside day that says the trend should continue, the trend that it came from. And we'll finish this off and take a look at the Hang Seng, up about 0.5%, up 128 points. What we know about the Hang Seng is she's trying to make it up to the 24,988 level right now, trading out 24,000 or closed out 24,528. Okay, so as I mentioned yesterday, as I mentioned on Monday, choppy market. That's what you should expect today. You should expect that outlook tomorrow. You should expect that outlook on, tomorrow would be Thursday, then Friday, and then probably Monday and Tuesday before the skies start to clear up and the markets resume their march higher. Now, it's possible that today was the buyable low. I mean, I went ahead and bought the futures market. I went ahead and took a long position at the price that I gave you yesterday, which was 2,082.25. I watched this morning here as the ES Mini. This was at about 8 o'clock this morning as price came down, tested that level, rejected that level, made a seventh inning stretch formation to the downside. That means that G wave to the downside, that's coming off of the high out here at 10:30 in the morning. That was on March the 23rd. Nice little bullish engulfing to follow up. Now what we're watching for is to see if we can get a close above its TAS market. This is a 30-minute chart, by the way, that we're looking at, to see if, in fact, we can get a close above its TAS market profile resistance level right around the 2,087 mark. So hopefully it can get above that. If not, then we continue to see a chop out here. But price did get back to a level. We talked about it yesterday. Said you'd be seeing your home screen. Which one's my home screen? Oh, sorry about that. I know. How about that? I've got several monitors here, and so here I thought I was showing you my screen, and of course I was really just talking to myself. Of course, something in the radio business, you are talking to yourself, are you not? Here's the chart that we're looking at. Thank you there, Al. Got nothing like having a wingman. You got to have a wingman. If we take a look at where that high that I started from, in order to let me pull this back here a bit further, in order to create that seventh wave to the downside, was right here. It was the high that came in during the 10:30 hour, and that was back on the trading day of March the 23rd out here. So it makes 7 waves to the downside, runs right into that level of potential support. Now, look, if the market falls apart, if it craters here today and it gets below 2,082.25, that will tell me that the buyers have lost control of the market. So we've got a little bit of resistance right now. We'll see if, in fact, that level can be taken out. But still, I expect sideways, choppy action out here. Nothing has changed that opinion, but just take a look at the short-term chart to let you know what has taken place as of 9:14 a.m. on this wonderful Wednesday morning. Let's go take a look at the daily charts out here. Let's go take a look at the daily charts for the futures contracts. Let's look at the NQ. Let's go take a look at it. Now, if we take a look at the candles over the past couple of days out here, just some really small-bodied candles. In fact, price still traveling inside that March 20th session out here. So it certainly has not given up the ghost. In fact, if we get the NQ to close above the high from March 2nd out here, that high is 44.76. That's going to set up your A to B equals CD to the upside. That A to B equals CD to the upside pattern, that's going to give you a price projection. 1-to-1 gives you a price projection of 47.19. That is not where price will stop. Price will continue to move on into the 48.38 level, and I would suspect that we would at least see that going into the May time frame out there, and you're trading at 44.36. So for the month of April, our expectation, the entire month of April, we ought to see about a 44 to 48, at least a 400-point move. Maybe it's more than that, but my initial price projection is going to be about the 48.38 level inside of the NQ out there. If we take a look at the S&P futures out here, S&P futures, if we look at the retracement, most recent retracement from swing point low, which will be our February 2nd level, up to the high that was put in here on February 25th. We'll see it has not even done a 0.618 retracement. That says, hey, strong like bull out here. And that's exactly what will take place when we see the ES Mini get above that February 25th high, that high being 2109.75. Once it does that, that's going to set up your A to B equals CD pattern. That's going to give you a price projection retracement inside of the S&P futures contract. The 1-to-1 is going to take it to 21.74. I suspect 22.13 more likely the initial target inside of the S&P futures. Let's go take a look at the dog out here. That being the Dow. The Dow here being the indice that has struggled the most. However, let's put this in perspective, right? Because maybe that's not an accurate statement. If we take a look at coming from the swing point low from February 2nd all the way to its high on March the 2nd, we'll also see it. Maybe it did a 50% retracement. So its retracement inside the futures contract here, even less of a retracement than that of the S&P 500. So we've seen some struggles here over the past several days. We take a look at the Dow. When I take a look at the Dow and its summation index, the price oscillator, that's where it shows, some real struggling that's going on. But once the Dow is able to take the futures contract, is able to take out its high 18,188, that's going to go ahead and set up your A to B equals CD pattern. That A to B equals CD is going to give you a nice price projection here of, let's see here, what's that going to give you? A price projection of 18,853, more likely 19,208. And I expect that we will see those numbers hit between now and the May timeframe out here. So, and maybe it goes beyond that, but that would really be about the minimum that I would be looking for during this next move up. And it's going to be a nice move up. Look, folks, you don't have to believe me out there. But you should go back and say, hey, when the market was falling apart, Steve Osan was, and this was in October 2014, he was one of the few that was saying a major bottom is coming. And what have we seen since that October low? Absolutely a major bottom in the marketplace. Now, and that major bottom was what? Going to take us up into the end of the year. We certainly had that nice Santa Claus rally. And then we got into January, and what did Stevie say? Market is going to pull back, and it's going to make its 2015 low sometime towards the end of January. Well, that happened on February 2nd, the first trading session in February out there. That is a major low. Now, look, if that low gets taken out, we'll come back and we'll revisit what the markets are doing. But until that takes place, you've got to go with what the actual forecast is. And that forecast is that there's going to be some kind of additional low, could have been put in this morning. Getting back to that level here in the S&P, the chop could be just simply moving higher than chopping around. We'll see. What I can say is that I do believe that there's going to be the next significant low, if it wasn't today, will be put in between today and maybe next Tuesday. You can't hold me to the day, but I'm pretty good to the day, or at least within the range. And then we're going to see the market just take off topside. So for those of you that are looking for the shorts out here, you got to put them away. I'd say just put them on. But that's because summertime is coming. Put them on, go to the beach, have some fun, fire up a margarita. Maybe, hey, how about that Kraft and Heinz out there? Hey, it is summertime. That means long live Grey Poupon. Grey Poupon should live forever. Hey, this is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. We'll be right back, folks. Told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, if you're a holder of Kraft Foods, you got a nice little premium here this morning after the, I don't know what you call it, the merger between the buyout, between the injection of money, between 3G and Warren Buffett into Kraft Foods from Heinz out there. What's your favorite Kraft product? Now, many people might think of Kraft and they might think macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese. Hey, I remember, was it Kraft macaroni? Maybe it was Stouffer's mac and cheese. I can't remember. It was one of the two. That's how I survived getting through college out there, was on that and spinach, little Popeye spinach, those frozen spinach souffles out there. It was cheap. It was cheap, and it filled you up. So let's see if it was. I think it was Kraft mac and cheese. Now you got the ketchup. Maybe they can package it. Now you wouldn't put ketchup on macaroni and cheese, would you? No. So you got products like what? Miracle Whip. Now, what's the miracle in Miracle Whip out there? Now, people either like Miracle Whip or they like mayonnaise. Which one are you? I'm a Miracle Whip person. Of course, that means maybe about once a year. Do I even let that stuff get into my veins out there? Not too much white stuff. There can't be anything good in there. I tried the health version of that product, that Veganese, and that didn't do it either. That was deep six pretty quickly out there. So I was like, I think we'll just go ahead and pass. You know what is good though? You can mix tuna if you like tuna out of a can, you can mix that with, tried an avocado, so that's healthy for you, avocado and mustard out there. Believe it or not, it's a pretty good flavor. That's where that Grey Poupon comes in. In any event, I know you didn't tune in this morning to hear about food out there, but how about that deal? These guys, instead of owning the actual grocery store, they own the things that go into the grocery store out there. So pretty cool move. In any event, let's go take a look at what else is going on inside the marketplace. Let's go take a look at the currency market out here. The euro versus the U.S. dollar. Clearly having put in a decent bottom out here. We noticed that last week's candle formation was that key reversal session out here. I'll go ahead and put that back up on my screen for you. If you trade currencies, you really should be looking for, in my opinion, you should be looking for long entries on the intraday chart. A to B equals CD patterns to the downside, retracements, something along those lines on 10-minute, 30-minute charts out here. It really does look like with that key reversal session. Let me go ahead and delete this. And that's what really took place at the top back in May 2014. So it's not a guarantee, but with regard to a signal and the way that the market communicates to both you and I, it's a really strong signal, and it's a strong signal worth paying attention to. In fact, let's go take a look at an intraday chart on this. Let's go take a look at a 10-minute chart for the euro. Now, this chart here that we're looking at's got a 15-minute delay on it, but let's see if this thing off of that bottom, if we have had any kind of A to B equals CD to the downside. Yeah, I can see one out here already. So here, let me move this back here just a bit further. Oh, that's not good. That's just there we go. That's the flat line. So it looks like the low coming in here, March 15th? I guess that was the beginning of the week out here. But you certainly had an A to B equals CD to the downside on a 10-minute chart. Looks like maybe a couple of them. Here's one that we can take a look at out here. And I would just continue to look for these type of patterns. If you're trying to get long this currency pair. Here you had an A to B equals CD, makes a little bit more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. Looks like you had another one out here. Close to another one. It doesn't look like this one actually even fulfilled itself out here. I don't think that it did, so it never made the full A to B equals CD down there. Let me see if there's another one out here. So this thing is really making more A to B equals CD to the upside patterns out here. So it does look like we have seen a turn, at least for a while, inside of the euro. And that first place where you probably start to see, well, let's take a look at this. Let's come back to May of 2014. Again, this is the daily chart that we're looking at. And if we just take a look at retracements, you got to believe that the euro against the U.S. dollar currency pair has got legs up into the 118.09 level. And that's going to really be dependent upon what type of bar as price moves into that area, if in fact it does move in there. And if it's moving in with a wide-ranging bar, what that's telling you, what it's telling me, is that it's not done. In fact, that it's going to do what is more normal, which is a 0.618 retracement of that move down in the 126 level out there. So at this stage here, if you're looking for a currency trade, I'd have to say it's the euro to be focused on out here, because that one's given a pretty nice signal out there. This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization memorization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's nadex.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races. We got the Dow 19 points, traded 18,030. S&P up 5 at 2,095. Composite up 6 points at 5,000 even. Steven. Russell 2,000 up 1.25 points, trading out at 1264. The DAX back 48. The FTSE down 4. Gold up $7, trading at 11.98. Silver up 12 pennies at 17.10. Light sweet crude up 48 cents at 47.99. Lead the charge to the upside. Well, of course, it is Kraft. You've got Lexmark. There's a deal out there between Lexmark and Kofax Limited, $1 billion deal out there. there. You've got Amazon to the upside. That's up $3. GoPro is up $2. Lumber Liquidators up $3. Williams Company up a couple of dollars. Valero is to the upside. Anheuser-Busch. You've got United Health Group up $1 to the downside. Leading the charge out here, we've got Apollo Group, APOL, off 17%, down about $5. Tesla off $4, down a couple of percent. Biogen, BIIB, off $7.58. That's 1 6/10%. Nation Star Mortgage down 10%, off $3. Baidu off about $3. You've got Air Methods Corp down 3.5%, off $1.78. That's what's going on as we take a look at some of the details, some of the stocks in the market out here. Let's take a look at some of these stocks. Let's go take a look at Biogen, BIIB. Let's go see what it is doing. So down $7 out here. You had this thing made a high, gapped up with some nice volume on Friday. Volume behind the move, 10.6 million shares. You are now inside that gap as we speak. That says that what is likely to take place is a test of the high from March 19th, perhaps the low. That low is 431.33. The high is 439.90 out there. The volume again on that breakout was 10 million shares. Yesterday, the pullback, 2.5 million shares. So you're coming back with light volume. So far today, 179,000 shares. And that is on Biogen, BIIB. Let's take a look at Apollo Education Group. That's off 18%, down to $5 as we speak. We take a look at it, gapping down. Now this is the second gap to that was a Grey Poupon, apparently. As the second gap to the downside. This now is fulfilling its 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. That 1-to-1 A to B equals CD would have given you a price projection of 22.23, but the way that this is moving down here this morning, looks like it wants to do more than actually that A to B equals CD is no longer in place. That's an old one because I can see the C point took place a little bit later. Let's go take a look at where this is actually headed to now. Let me take a look at this, pull this back. Apollo Ed. So Apollo Ed, this thing had broken out. This thing had broken out back on October 23rd, 2013. And you are now down below. That breakout, by the way, was with 23 million shares. Last time down here, it was tested with 1.42 million shares when it had moved to the upside out here. So this thing has some fairly decent support. The gap itself has not totally been tested. Looks like right around the 21.20 level out here is where Apollo Group may want to head to. If it breaks through that, let me put this on a weekly time frame out here. If it breaks through that level, then Apollo Education Group, oof, this stock chart does not look good. Boy, the further you pull it back, the worse that this thing looks out here. So where would this thing be pulling back to? Wow. Not good. Not good. This would probably pull back into the 1999 levels out here, and that's right around the $7.70 mark. So if you were in Apollo Ed, boy, you better hope that this breakout or at least the $17 area holds. APOL is the ticker symbol. Hopefully that is not inside one of your holdings out there. Let's take a look at Tesla. TSLA is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what this thing is doing out here. This is the weekly chart, just traveling right around its market profile low on the weekly basis. It's above the support level, so that's good. We take a look at on the daily chart out here. The daily chart also shows it's in between its market profile, so just really consolidating down around the bottom level. This thing did have a bit of a sign of strength out here that took place on March the 19th, but ran into resistance in its TAS market profile high. That's on Tesla, TSLA. We look at Baidu. BIDU is a ticker symbol. That's off about $4, down about 2% here. Now, Baidu had a nice wide-ranging bar. This was back here on March 18th as well, but not really any significant volume behind that move, 3.5 million shares. Where it's got the volume in this breakout, in essence, took place back here on February 13th. There you had 7 million shares. So at this stage, Baidu is trading down into the February 12th swing point. the Baidu should have some pretty good support at the 204.04 level out there. No change in trend yet underway inside of Baidu. Just a big old consolidation ever since about the time period of July 22nd, 2014. So really hasn't done much since that time period. The top of the consolidation, if you will, about $250. The bottom of the consolidation, right around the 197 level out there. Baidu is the ticker symbol. Let's take a look at some things here. Moving to the upside. How about Stamps.com? STMP is the ticker symbol. That's up 17%. Stamps.com, they announced the intention to acquire what? Online shipping company Endicia from Newell Rubbermaid. If we take a look at Stamps.com, gapping up this morning. Volume behind the move so far, 138,000 shares. Looks like to me this is at all-time highs, but let's go and confirm that. Let's pull this back on the weekly chart out here. Yeah, if we take a look at A to B equals CD patterns inside of Stamps.com, our A point is going to be all the way down here at the August 13th level. That's your A point. Your B point out here on October 21st. Your C point down here on April 28th. This thing is already made the 1 to 1.272. You ought to see Stamps.com shoot for the 76.98 level. That's your 1.618. A to B equals CD pattern in Stamps.com. Also moving to the upside, we've got GoPro. Let's go take a look at GoPro out here. GPRO. This looks to me like this has put in a bottom. Now let's pull this back. Let me take a look at GoPro. One of my clients is in GoPro. I remember looking at this for him a couple of weeks ago and suggested that he stay with his position, and that what he watched for is this low right here that took place on March the 11th. So it must have been March the 11th or March the 12th that I gave him that information. And the reason is because it made that seventh inning stretch pattern to the downside out here. So it made it pretty easy. Your stop would be any kind of a tick below or a close below that level being $37.13. So now we've seen just a gradual move to the upside up here inside of GoPro. It's in that fourth wave to the upside, so it's not exactly had a ton of action. Right now, what you want to see is GoPro close above 45.07. That would be very bullish with regard to a change in trend from the standpoint that we haven't seen GoPro really trade above its market profile highs since February timeframe. So GoPro at this stage, may have formed a decent bottom out there. GPRO being the ticker symbol. Let's go take, I don't know, okay, I know what. So when I did send him the information, I also sent him the information on this descending price channel. So as we take a look at this descending price channel, that is where GoPro is going to really run into some resistance. And that resistance level is going to be the top. So right now, that would be projected in the $52 area. I can't, it just depends on which week. This is a weekly chart, by the way, that we are taking a look at. So the question is, which week does GoPro make a run for that? If, in fact, you can see it close above that descending price channel, that would then signal to me, should signal to you as well, that GoPro has, in fact, broken its descending trend out there, and that would be very bullish. But it looks to me like that is what GoPro wants to do. That's taking a look at the weekly, as well as taking a look at the daily chart out there. We've got Hain Celestial. That's up 3%, up a couple of dollars. No real news inside of this. This just continues to gradually move higher. This took out a B point on its weekly chart recently. That B point had formed the week that began December 29th. Now, the volume there, because of the holiday, makes it a little bit difficult to assess. That was 3.6 million shares. That B point was passed with 4 million shares. Wasn't exactly done with flying colors out here, but it was pushing in there with 9 million shares on February 2nd. We're going to say you're pushing in and you get up over it. That's not too shabby out there. And that is on Hain Celestial Group. So the question becomes, where is Hain Celestial Group headed to? Well, on the weekly chart out here, the A to B equals CD pattern is going to give you a price projection somewhere in the vicinity of $71.56, maybe $76.90 out there. Hain Celestial. Maybe there's thought that they'll go ahead and be bought out as well out there. excuse me, just to take care of the other parts of the grocery aisle that Kraft and Heinz don't already occupy. Let's see, what else do we have that is moving? Well, we looked at the euro. We looked at, let's go take a look at the metals out here. Let's go take a look at Goldilocks. Speaking of descending price channels out here, well, in the case of Goldilocks, we know it broke its descending price channel, came back, tested it, rejected it, and moving on up. Moving on up says that gold's going to make a run to 1205. That's nothing more than your dead cat bounce, your 0.382 retracement level. Will gold move beyond this? The answer to that question is absolutely. Don't you like it when I have conviction in what it is that I say out here? I mean, what good is it if I don't have conviction? Let's go take a look at this chart here. Let me share this with you if I can find this. Pull this up on the screen. You know that when gold was making its highs, I said you got to be careful out here. And why was Stevie saying you had to be careful? Well, one of the reasons was it wasn't because of what I was saying. It was because of what the large commercial traders were saying. They were saying, gold is going to move lower. Well, if we take a look at that chart, that's what I'm put up on my screen out here. So every Friday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the CFTC releases their commitment to traders data. A lot of great information out there would confuse the heck out of most people. So you got to find the correlations that really work and really make sense out here. And if we take a look at this, when gold, this is a weekly chart, by the way, that we're taking a look at. When gold was making its high right out back here in the January, February time frame, what large commercial traders were doing was they were upping their ante to their large net short position. It wasn't the all-time high large net short position, but it was up at levels where in previous situations where we started to see gold move lower out here. Now, these commercial traders, you can't really use this data as a timing piece of information. You know, this is like a big yacht, a big boat, a big yacht out there, a big ship. This is like Carnival Cruise Line. It takes a while to make that turn out here. Well, it takes a while for these folks to go ahead and put their positions. Now, this data here is as of last Tuesday. So I don't really know what took place, nor do you, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, Friday, the data is released. What I do know is that the large commercial traders who, back here when the highs were being made, have exited those net short positions in a relatively rapid way. I mean a straight way to the downside. No, they have not gotten down to the what I'll call the less net short, because they're never really long. It's all a matter of analyzing the data based on the short and based on their shorts as a percentage of open interest. That's the way I found it to be most useful for us to take a look at. And they have just simply so with gold coming down, testing some swing points, testing, breaking through that descending price channel, knowing that the large commercials are now looking at the other side of the trade. Now, is this some type of long-term bottom? I don't know out there. You know, we'll continue to watch what the commercials are doing out here. But at this stage of the game, it looks to me like all signs point to, and I expect that what we will see next week is when I take a look at this data, we'll probably begin to see that turn out here as well. But it does look to me like a nice buyable bottom most certainly was in, even that breakout of that descending price channel. So what you ought to do is maybe what happens here with gold is gold gets up, tests the 1205 level, backs off a bit. Maybe you can look for some type of retracement to get on the gold. But likely what we're going to see here, this is why I have some conviction behind that statement, that I do believe that it's not just a nice buyable bottom, but it's a buyable bottom where we ought to see the 1244 level. Now, it would not even, it's not even beyond comprehension to see 1272 or even back to the 1300 level out here. But I think 1205 really should be a foregone conclusion. And most likely what you're looking at is a 1244 level inside of Goldilocks. And hey, let's not leave out hi-ho silver out here, for goodness sakes. You've got the silver contract, which was really making a run for it out here. If we take a look at the silver contract, well, that's the weekly. Let's put this on a daily basis out here. We take a look at that. How about that for breaking a descending price channel? Boy, broke it nicely on March 19th, and then big wide price spread, accelerated volume back on the 20th. This is already up to very close to the 0.618 retracement of 1727. You'd have to say silver is on its way to 18 buckaroonies. It's right now trading at 17.05. Okay, let's go back and take a look, because that's what's going on inside of the metals. Now, you got the Dow's off 68, the S&P is down 3, the composite's up 24 points. We get back from this break, we'll go quickly take a look at the summation index. We'll see, hey, the composite just dipping below the zero line out there. That's not a good thing. Not a good thing out here. This is Steve Rhodes at TFNN.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 58, S&P off a couple, composite down 24, Russell's off 5 points. Let's go check in on the. So if we take a look at the wider swath of the market first, let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange. Still in bullish formation out here. Price oscillator still above the zero line. The reading as of 9:54 a.m. Let me move that over there. Positive 29.72. So the trend is still to the upside in the wider swath of the market. Hey, the Dow, as we've been mentioning, this thing has been a real laggard when we take a look at being able to try to point some type of direction out here. Only spent 2 trading sessions above the zero line of its price oscillator here recently. But damage-wise, still really not even that much damage price-wise done inside of the Dow. The composite as we speak right now. Now, these readings out here really don't do us a whole lot of good intraday. It's really going to be what's the reading at the end of the day out here. So you do have the composite just slipping slightly to the negative side intraday, but if price gets down there, tests that area, rejects it, closes back above it, tells you that the buyers are still in control of the market. So that's what's going on inside the wider swath. Inside the next widest swath being the composite, and then, of course, you've got those 30 stocks out there with the Dow. With regard to that 30-minute chart that we took a look at, that 2082 level right now, that is being tested here. We've seen a piercing through that level, 2082.25. That's going to be the key number to be watching throughout the day. This candle hip course here, this does not complete for another 4.5 minutes out here. So I don't know if 2082.25 is going to act as support or if we're going to see a break of that area. So, folks, stay tuned. I believe we've got Tom's Market Minute coming up here. And tune in for the second hour of the Trader's Edge. If you're off to start your Wednesday, have a great day. And as always, thanks so much for joining us. It is Wonderful Wednesday. That means we've got a lineup here. You've got, after my second hour, you've got Basil, you've got Larry Pesavento, Daryl Martin, David White, the Tom O'Brien Show. So have a wonderful Wednesday, folks. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care now.